me far from.
Nananum. Obama nananum go from beti ya yegu so te.
Sam as me far from my baby.
Nananum se dey na do be pie ha.
Nana. Dedi kan mo tenasi.
DL News.
Yamamo akwaba afe kasebono enchiremu enie Ghana mampeni bema obwada John Dramani Mahama mekese enedo yada official watuma bono homoden atimi edicare naset edi ama auditor general so momoden no hwehwem kama pa nentumi mona hunumu ne faye etimi enye adwuma na kuntabu nso etimi ne hene ewo na pamum Ghana mampeni ni se wadu tudwa enedo yada eye ebradai Ojifo abosome de toso edu nwotwe emfempem mienu ne adonu mu ana Ghana mampeni echiremu sem na mamuo no ompese fini keka obi abeka na mamuo mu nti ena wabɔ ne ho maden ede ne ho ede yenhweso ede ama na apprentice ni nyina da se free na ekɔ obiara etimi ni kra na set ne ma biara wo waye wajapade no beka na Ghana fo nyina hu ni say yes osimesi mbaba fa Ghana kwa nwa atena si mbaba ye oswafo yi madan ye sei mensasi ye sei chese japade awuri beka na Ghana fo nyina hu se be ye betimi aboa na se ja akwan bi no se wosum wie na wo kɔ ahomgye mu a Ghana fo atuma bon konta ene memmo na bebu ye no obasuma man Ghana na wo kɔ no na wo ka kira yen se wo cars na edu na nso kwei ayesa hanum 500 na afe no cars ni gunya na wo hefa na mu konta envantre o man Ghana man pani echrem se sana mo we na wato no betua wo pama kontebo mapa atimi ayi adwuma efrisem on pese na memmo be kwa wie na adwuma nasam ebe sore okrem ha ena osofo we ba ye no na be wie Ghana sika de agu ne botom de kɔ ema man yihuna manenti efri na kɔ ono agada ne ho ayenhweso ajapade wo bia de akɔma ɔde tajanas wo hwem no hu nka nkyira Ghana fo nyina sɛ Ghana mampani John Dramani Mahama mi nwan ye sei ma hyen ye sei mi fie ye sei so betime dia dance na kyena bi no ɔsoro konwa so a ne ho antwa masem Ghana mampani ade nsɛm sei ade tudwa.
Simple but brief, very important act of presenting my completed assets declaration forms to the Auditor General as required by Article 286 of the 1992 Constitution and the Public Office Holders Declaration of Assets and Disqualifications Act 1998, Act 550. Ghana's assets declaration regime and its related activities have often been shrouded in secrecy, and only unless in special circumstances compliance is often difficult to measure. In times past, I would privately have presented these forms to the Auditor General in fulfillment of my statutory obligation. I've taken this step of presenting these forms publicly as a way of injecting some openness and transparency into the process of assets declaration. I've always maintained that while it is all well and good to punish corruption, a more effective way of addressing the canker is preventing it from occurring in the first place. I honestly believe that if properly curated and enforced, the assets declaration process can become a sustainable tool for tackling corruption.
Man penny we ye pe wamfana no emfesi hɔ no a ene wo san kasa de wo kyerem se na meka se no wo de hye yaba atabegekua bebe wo betena se ahwehwɛ ɔman Ghana mamranum ba bia etosi no momode anye mu nsakyeremu ne mo na aye ɔman Ghana mamra na se constitution no entimi enimu wakasa kyerem se anu so batumi aboa ema declaration of asset no ne ma konkan na se obi di Ghana sika yatumi ache no ene ka kogina mra no eno so Ghana mampani kyerem se.
There have been issues raised about the effectiveness of the current assets declaration regime. We must take advantage of the current constitution review process to strengthen the assets declaration regime to make it more relevant to changing times. I believe that we must move to a regime where the assets so declared can be published before and after public office, so that the phenomenon of unexplained and overnight wealth, obviously earned through the proceeds of corruption, can be checked. I trust that a healthy debate can be had over this issue and consensus built on the way forward, so that collectively we can defeat the unwholesome canker of corruption.
Enuachi ena Auditor General eye akuamoa asiedu ono so che Ghana mampani bo se nkrata nensaka obehwemu pam hwehwem mapa atimi eye adwuma ina sadachi bia no osra konnwa so japade ode baaye no ma Ghana fo ahu ne bia nso de ode kwanso Ghana fo atimi ahu.
So at our end there, we receive your form, just like His Excellency has done. You don't seal it. We are going to open it to see exactly what entries you have made. But when we are looking at it, what we are looking at is whether you have not left any blank spaces, whether you have not left your bank balances. Some may list all the banks that they have, but there will be no balances at it, and we will call you to come and redo it. That's the extent to which we do this. If you say you have 10 bank accounts and you bring it to us, how are we to be sure that indeed it is only 10 bank accounts that you have? If you say you have 2 buildings, what can we do to ensure that it is exactly the 2 buildings that you have? So reviewing the constitution, as His Excellency has said, I think it's a very, very important issue that we have to take seriously.
Any awoti ye Auditor General ne den ade akuamoa asiedu ne kwakura mu na Ghana mampenin bema obota John Dramani Mahama kire mu say na panties ni nyina da wo no angase na bo ni den afra wo se besomme eye mian mabo din na mafroda na samoa o se wo pa no ba moden se wo nso ajapade bia wo ma Ghana fo hu sente sa pa na wonim na wanya ne sa de adantoa wasemma o mama akopem se match bosom de twato se mo antimi afo majapade am wa metujo Ghana fo hu a obapam wudin nimpa wa bono besa sana adwo efri se opese na mamu no hwehwemu mapane hunu mu etimi eye adwuma na nkotagbo nso ede hene e no mamu mu.
Corruption by nature is insidious and thrives under the cover of darkness. The more light that is shown on it, the more likely that it will be fought successfully. I've also taken this step to send an unmistakable signal to all public office holders, especially those that I have appointed, that I take the declaration of assets very seriously and expect full compliance from them. I've asked the Chief of Staff to send word to all appointees to ensure that they declare their assets by the end of the first quarter of this year, that is by 31st March 2025. I wish to stress that any appointee failing to meet this deadline would face severe sanctions, not excluding removal from office. Even as we strive to hold past government officials accountable for their stewardship, I deem it even more imperative to enforce anti-corruption among our present public office holders. Charity, they say, begins at home. I'm therefore determined to take the necessary steps to ensure that we fight corruption vigorously so that the precious little resources that have been entrusted to us by the Ghanaian people are used only in their interest.
Any awoti ye Ghana mampeni John Dramani Mahama.
Yanto akase bone so ana mampani John Dramani Mahama ho nsam ya ne da so agina mu ya na chese o de chopa kase de akoma Christian Council of Ghana ene Ghana Catholic Bishop for esan say ya de awatwentwa ne nasa wantimi Anthony nsa emfan frewom se ne be ya conference omo ye edify National Education Forum eno course wo ho no enya de otimi Anthony nsa edifrom ntama o chese wanu ne hu ye papa esan say ebe education for year reforms na Sen kode aye Christian Council of Ghana and Ghana Catholic Bishop eka ho esan se omuhu ehia wom nti abra na okasa ewe lunch na se no mampani e kire se about religious body e wona abem a o show boye pa se odomo beka national conversation hu no fa eye Ghana ya disuan we san se Ghana eye education system no ehu hia pa esan se o kire ma ya ade a e wo se ya timi mani tumpo se ne be ya mofra no so e betimi asua ade akoma ne san se mofra no mo ane ye da ache ana sisi a na ya disuan no ana ebua wom obi etimi du nanim ya e wo mu sa brabo na nya disuan kwa na emom bebre na etimi adu suro no na ya disuan to de pakase ede ma mo kire say education experts say policy makers civil society groups and religious leaders no ehu hia so ne ombetena se no ma twetwe nkomade afa Ghana education system no esan say wo so mo so ede o ma adwen ka ho na etimi bua eye Ghana education system or the same say atuja.
But first, let me express my sincerest apologies on behalf of the planning committee of the forum to our stakeholders of the faith-based organizations for the unpardonable omission committed in your delayed invitation to this forum. I am aware that the omission was very speedily remedied, but you still deserve an unqualified apology for this oversight. And since you are the purveyors of God's mercy on earth, I'm sure that you are forgiving us. Thank you very much. And we know you are important stakeholders because you own some of the schools, and so this educational forum is important to see how we carry everybody together. So today we begin an important journey of consensus building on an important sector, and that is education. For many years, we've watched the standards of our education suffer significant decline, and we have individually and collectively expressed our various views on how we believe the problems bedeviling the education sector can be addressed.
Omampeni wie na osato aso aka say education system na yade ohun ni say ka chi pan as 21st century no as education system na we some bomode na mo ka wansem enye option na emo mahu hia pan as reform no omo betimi aye.
This moment marks a significant step in fulfilling one of the commitments of our 120-day social contract with the good people of Ghana. A commitment to build consensus on the urgent and necessary reforms needed to reset our education sector. Education is not just a tool for personal development, it is the bedrock upon which the progress and prosperity of any nation rests. It defines the present and determines the future of our country. Education must remain a tool for empowerment, equality, and transformation in Ghana. It is also an important instrument for social mobility. It must inspire hope and deliver opportunity for all, whether you're born in Accra or the most remotest part of our nation. We recognize that the education system we inherited has not kept pace with the needs of 21st century society and the fourth industrial revolution. As the world evolves, so must our education system, because what worked in the past no longer suffices for the challenges and opportunities of today and tomorrow. It is this realization that has brought us together here today, united in our belief that education reform is just not an option, but a necessity.
Ne krakram no mampani edi tudwa echremu se ye fa ahudie da na ebe nti ne wo se obia etimi eche na adwen edi fa ne wo se ye ho.
We ensure adequate and sustainable financing for education. I had a bit of with the political interference. I said that the second Independence Day for the education system has come. You can express your opinions freely now. How do we ensure adequate and sustainable financing for education? How do we achieve innovative infrastructure provision at optimal cost? How do we provide our students with the technical and vocational skills to be able to enter the world of work? Where do we place moral education, patriotism, and proper family values in our educational curriculum? How do we increase the role of faith-based organizations in the management of their schools? Your Eminence, Togbi Afede, these and many more questions are the ones that we expect you to focus on and provide us answers and a roadmap. Ladies and gentlemen, at the center of the issues associated with the aforementioned questions is a big question of how to ensure provision of a balanced education for Ghana's children and our young people, an education that transforms them into globally competitive citizens.
Eni ya wuti ye Ghana mampeni John Dramani Mahama na Manibo ye nsem choni wisdom Sadio Amada onu voter region anede besum ye.
Yen twa kase bonse amfi ani fenkyere mu ewo OSP na nsen de jese mpenifo se anwuma aba ana efene aba enu na yedie nti ne nam ho apaso pa Ghana fo nso tobi mane papa na kisi ajabe de batudwa echirem se akane omaga na photo samfo ken ofoli yaw ata o chirema why wanted I say kuma wood movie no why wanted ni nyina ne say kan ofoli ata emno obedi oman Ghana so ebabo adwuma beso moman se ne akane obi na Ghana sika sam so no o chirema ne nsase nyunu pa se bi obi abayifo atuatua ne nsam ni fiefo ya ne papa moman Ghana sika enyina fa ne nsase nyunu koyo ne abusuafo akwacha kodi ni say to ne santi honorable kan ofoli ata bi ahye bia no brafie ne beyi wano brabeyi wano ena se we babonte pe Ghana sisi ye OSP afide wo prekisi ajaben dada kanofolata obatina konwa swei entene ne wa hu ne se obedi kan wanted ana adentinam na tenteni wantimi atu ho na mo bia nenne kanofolata tu kwan akọ US ekosa ne ho yade afi utata ne kroma ense kwaje ntra ha sa ma se amekese no enka betodwa echiremu se ne OSP atranka tada babonten echiremu se efri neko ono akasa na beka kira Ghana for say Ken Ofolata wanya wanted nanso na de enya na okra no kwakotwa osi asam no watwam tontentan enya dwuma bio efri se Ken Ofolata ne lawyers for den kata blano ene na di nkita ho echiremu se Nyankopon ya doma afia ye womin eye kotori ma bosu me bosu me no enko na we ye pe Nekro Fulata wasambanti sa wanted no watwam interfere na Ghana ni anka hu be Folata wono san wachi o hia hwe no hwa ni musanya me yad na kino Folata me busum ni do ababa se wa made a wanted no obesan ye bio ne dikan kwatia ne ahodo bi a emra kisaja ben edikra kino Folata wanted no.
The OSP acknowledged Mr. Oforiata's lawyer's gracious offer to provide the OSP with information in aid of the investigation. However, this is important. The OSP insisted that Mr. Oforiata's personal attendance at the OSP was required. After all, the lawyers are not under investigation. I don't need lawyers to answer questions on your behalf when you are being investigated. The OSP declined Mr. Oforiata's request to be away from the jurisdiction indefinitely on medical grounds on his say-so. Consequently, the OSP directed Mr. Oforiata to indicate by close of business on Monday, 10 February 2025, a reasonable date of his return to the jurisdiction and attendance at the OSP. The OSP warned Mr. Oforiata that if he failed so to do, the OSP would take all necessary legal steps to secure his return to the jurisdiction and attendance at the OSP at our own choosing. Subsequently, by communication dated 10 February 2025, that is just Monday, Mr. Oforiata's lawyers transmitted to the OSP a generic letter procured by Mr. Oforiata purporting to be from a doctor in a foreign jurisdiction, stating that Mr. Oforiata had been seen and evaluated and that he was undergoing further testing and management and possible surgical intervention at an indicated future time. And further, that his medical condition necessitates that he will stay and follow up on his appointments.
Any awoti ye OSP ne den ede kisi Japan eno achi ne masebadwam ehwa no moyere sesra ana Alexander Afenyomaken futu masebadwa no kra yin so na edom kuma no wonom bandini kiremu sei Kwame Folata ensa woso monam onom judges force anasa lawyer force no madie no enkontwe na kwa kire pa kiremu sei yankopɔ ya adoma kotoni ma bosom ne nka senko na wie naken Folata sense from tenisante no free neko kisi ajaben why wanted no edos ugu papa mas de be ya twam na ya nkopɔ ya adoma kotoni ma bosom be kwa wie de ne Kwame Folata wasan bagana ma ne ho etimato no.
To assure the nation that this side of the house will do all it can to ensure that the member, the Honorable Kwame Oforiata, avails himself to attend upon the OSP. Indeed, I pursued it, I engaged him extensively, and his lawyers, Mr. Speaker, in a letter dated today, the 18th of February 2025, have written to the OSP, and for the avoidance of doubt, I shall read the content aloud. It's addressed to the Special Prosecutor. Our redirection to attend the Office of Special Prosecutor. It reads, we acknowledge receipt of your letter dated the 17th of February 2025. We respectfully indicate that our client's post-mark date for his return cannot be any time before 6 to 8 weeks after the possible surgical intervention in March stated in the Mayo Clinic letter. Our client hopes that taking into account the surgery dated the 20th to 21st of March and recuperation period, he should be able to back to this jurisdiction between 14th May and 30th May 2025. We hope you find this date reasonable and same can guide your office in fixing a date for the in-person attendance of our client to your office for investigation. Having clarified
any awoti ye ayadam ko amasebadwam wonom banu de Alexander Afenyomaken Sikapa enrada ena kisi ajaben sa beka bio se Kwame Folata be bio bia no Ghana fo nkoso ne duam fadam la Ghana na ya nyire no fa ne kogina mra no mra ne ni ema Mustafa Gbande zu beka bi se de ade ne ye no Kwame Folata wa mampo na se yankopan fefie ne wu a ye de na mu akogina asem ni bia na o madina asem
me kai pa akwadwo
ene nenso OSP kire mu se ensema mpenifo de ba bontini modesa no mandam ti no ye hwe na ni me no omranti wanted no we ye free ne so
asem de
o say
asem de yes I wanted ne dale so pressure no ebi kura na nyame anya na doma
enya pressure no nkumpu ade ne nyina ne say emra kwan na ese fa so ye adwuma enti anamo na OSP2 ye na ye mra kwan so ana say wanye ni yi anu na no ye nya mranim fo no na omoboa yen ne di won komonti ne nyina ne say eni pa no woni kurom ha wo so ya de nti wo ya de ya dan asabia no ma so wusrum pa ne takra beba fom aha enti no ye hwe anim se yankopɔ ya adoma kutoni ma bosom ne me no omla fie na mpanifo mu bu ho na se ba se wadi Ghana sika de a me a me gina he kura meta wo machi mo mfa no kwatum no munyi sika no mayen ene ye sa na ye pe no so ni Ghana sika nso na sa ne ho so sabro ben so a onfa ne ho nkodi na ne mugu ase ne mpepa ananya sa
pepe
ko ani mo
yanto akase ebone so ewa apomuden ho nsema na eye health minister Kwabena Minta Kando e de nsema betudwa e kire se eye ade obebo ne homodian na eye meningitis eye yare na eno aba Upper West region na no nam so emudu nine etimi ahwe omonkra suspected eye cases omenya eye eduokron 9 a emu eye 20 de oma confirm cases ni se omatimi enya yarewa ni bia ha adwin ye pan to no hyebo se na aban eye ndisi aban ne bebo ne homodian na yarewa we omatimi atu ase esan se Upper West region de na ka yare we mpo de koye den e wo honom na so se de etia kese pa wo honom a enya asem ketua na ye ne first assignment on Okowa and Okoshia staff at the regional health directorate no any omotoche nkomo ende na mfopa de omo boy send e be yon betimi adwendwen kwan yon befa so ayare no ombetimi asi anokwan one eye nsamchofo twetwe nkomo na ye minister for health Kwabena Minta Kando e de to eye timemfo ni na anim saban ne bebo ne homodin asa ne be ayare we entimi embetu yase kra odin sam say etudwa.
And I can confidently say that the situation is absolutely under control. Our health professionals are on top of the issues, and as we have already indicated, WHO has also swiftly dispatched technical assistance to us, and then we'll be moving all of them to the northern part of the country. Again, we have enough antibiotics that we can use to cure the outbreak, but what we have consistently been advocating is the early report to health facilities. And so anytime anybody detects any of the symptoms, headache, fever, neck stiffness, and what have you, you must report quickly to the nearest health facilities. At the moment, as I speak to you, if you go to Upper West, we have asked that, and in fact, they have implemented it. We have asked that while regional hospital be activated, their isolation center be activated, and all cases must be referred to that particular center. The ambulance services has been activated, and the case management is fully in operation. And so there is no cause of alarm. Let us remain calm, and I believe that it will not be out of control. The cholera too, the good news is that when we went to the grounds for first-hand information, even the suspected cases are drastically dropping. In some of the areas for the past 3 weeks, we've not recorded any death. We went to Afutu, we went to Swedbury, we went to Adwoa, and again, we have started vaccination. And so we will encourage everybody.
Ne krakra mu na ye Minta Kando ade to nsamchofo anim so momodi na mombo aban ne sane be yon betimi akyerɛkyerɛ timemufo no ɔhawa de yare yi ba sane be ya on betimi asi anokwan emfa ho ni baabi a wo free eye tribe a wo kasa wo ka eye wo kala baabi a free bia emfa wo ye Ghana ni nko ade e wo say nsamchofo bɔ ne homodi a sane be ya on betimi akyerɛkyerɛ mu kwan ya mo betimi afa so asi anokwan na mpo no yare no ne ede ba sane be ya untimi enkwati bi enfensra sa na ochire se sisi ano suspected cases no eye eduokron 9 ana eye 20 confirmed cases no manya sisi ade mudu eye do 9 de omatimi ahwe na omatimi ahwe omokra ya.
So let's all be part of it. The media, whatever we do, whatever we say, if you don't report it, it won't get anywhere. So sensitization, I've encouraged all health workers in the country, especially those in the affected areas, to be on board with the sensitization of the various outbreaks. So there's no point to be alarmed at all, especially the media. When we are reporting, we want you to report so that you create the awareness. And sometimes you add a lot of salt, you know.
Yeah, we see a health minister, Kwabena Minta Kando.
We are near now when Swada home, Aquafa and above for Joton, there, your back, I say, but you know. You're back in Canina, Edia Somo.
Makwantu ohun eye medadwen nanso me yansam tronenti menya daje ye hwehwemu ekohu Sunday Sam's consult na wonom nti ende metimi ba menya bre ne adaje ekenkan ye eye investigations about womo ana me hu se wo apply for visa assistance a enfeli efri se wonom ewo track records madanse die nie ma meni nkyerɛw Sunday Sam's consult edi britia wabi ebeje wo visa ama wo. Say we call United Kingdom, Canada, Dubai, Poland, Croatia, na afei kra de Serbia, any Greece nso abeka ho a work permit etechere. Ma menkyere wo mo ekire kwan. Sunday Sam's Consort ewo Ofanko Barrier, Asofan, our Bay Wise Park Hotel, ewo Asofan New Station honomo a. Frɛ number 0244 291546. Email address nso samuel626@gmail.com. Yeti ehudi enti, we connect dreams with opportunities. Emanenye wadwendwen, frɛ wonom na nso bedi adanse empo asede media.
Yamamo akwaba afi yenko Facebook no so na kan Ghana fo adwenkyere we Efre Richard Ashe osi good evening to you my news anchor papa Pentecost at Takwado Kwadwo Krom chobe wodi she konkron Nhyiraba Kwadwo Sammy B Kwadwo Valentine medase Adwoa Agyei Sikapa se ka se bonemu emu ade pasa no manam enam DJ Ghana man free ni so ewo ye great station ho no ma DLFM anes o tiem se Kwadwo ne Adwoa we di ayiko si na yenso yada se anane kunsu Kwadwo Krom no tiem se NC please give us a timetable for doing so why na ye brepa yenso yada se senior na se ho mo ho aka on hiu kunsu fo no mutiate Kofi Parliament o tiem se God bless you Owura Mahama aka Ohini Solomon aka Nyansabo Akwa I am doing the listening loud and clear inside Aguna Bobikuma Upper Kofi Parliament ni sina yenso ya dasi we ya mambombe lenda no tiem say good evening I'm watching you live now keep it up keep up the good work ya dasi pa mamompe Hansen did no tiem say good evening Sammy B ni Adwoa Agyei Sikapa osinyangu ponse na dwumade an ya bo hwe la ye di free Atomic Hotel ya dasi senior Baba Mahama Oboas no tiem say you promise more job for the youth but you are revoking the appointment of the same employed youth. JM can never be trusted. No shagana for me bunu boso mo adwuma na nso mo adwuma no jeje adwuma na from nsem. Yo ya da se pa ya Ghana ni ya ba wan chen ni ya de nkomo de sofa na men sofa. Asama da prunsu nie. Ni nyina ne say National Road Safety Authority Imperial Bonten eka se kirem sem. Na watwi mienu ntamu ni ya shafi we yase no edipa makoma aduonu nson 27 no munyina dawu e wo lolin kwanhyiam anu ache nso edipa makoma aduanan mienu 42 won so apra bia mo deda ne mu aya wo 2 weeks pe Ghana ni ya kwan so kwese kwa sen ene yetukwan aba ne yankusunu gujam fana kira wadwen nipa o mawei lolin kwanhye de na ebe na so atumi ate 053405019 053406565 mame fa wana mentie wa adwenkyere hello majo
Nhyiraba
sa kwade tama committee 11 ma yentie animre
majo
meji su openi
moni adwuma
ya da se
Nhyiraba me pa chowo me use opportunity we bisa me wo fase
sa kwade
me wofa me bisa na se
sa kwade
yes
enkola me de atidwa na kire wadwane yenko wi enkomo bi wa kire bedi wai
me pa cho yo say MTTG4 any road safety for omuhwe ye kwan so ye na omuye kwan ne mayen so omuye kwan ne mayen na kwan ne ye a ami gidi se accident biblia e wo kwan ne so no e be easy ne yanhwe driver kwan so ye
meda se pa sa kwade se wufre every tema community 11 won so betunda adwenkyere no ede apa 053406565 and 053405019 hello majo
Wafa Kwanso
oh me say Kwanso
Wafa Kwanso
oh me fa fam na ba ye kasa me komanjo
ayi de be ka kwan asema ma kan radio station so amama bre majo asrebotwe omo kasa kwan mu omo yeye bote makwan kwe kuku nkrofo miku na di kan wi first bone bre ani ajen de mu baba ya mu je ni papa mu traffic light ba kokra mi wo kwan no so ye desine deda so mo yen so dia asaba ku ni se ade o so mo ye ama se bian se bia da o was some up to now.
Dang.
Did you
Yo.
Marco, I am ya. It was for Gusu would be a point. School dancing and Nansen property. Lady Bako, the man you knew as and or quaint so. Motor at the woo ye. A quaint almost see a nomicun and they can woo ye. Kafra. And if you want me could go from Mr. Damia, Miss Ayem, almost shut one in my.
Yeah, that's it. There's some that's a pa, Yame, and Chacha will repair Kafra. Hello, Majo. When Timmy and you know, so Facha me pa, Facha me say when Timmy and you know, so hello, Majo. Hello. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Shaba.
Senior, I didn't have a free.
But you do.
Hey, Atomic Hotel.
But you no.
Champion, me yente word, yes, ye.
No, I don't so.
Yeah, Joso.
Let us find Shaba. Your name, young quite new. Young quite, that is some squanning, the photos are getting to toi. A vision that would say, me content. Go on and can tell the question now, really. And your boat put to my now, pan every day before Fraba. Hello.
Meet your popenny.
Intimate Samu research from a Pamucho Blue, Shea Quanimati, bread, a mouth of a woo. Can I see everybody bring your wheelchair and Siana as they say channel? It's a Pamucho, also Quanimati, bread, that I say.
Yes, yeah, that's a pa Hansen due to Atomic Hotels in Asia. That's it. Let me for a faithful chat to Crania de Sofano at the SC 053405019 and 0593406565. You bet me after now to do no Eddie Abba. Hello, Majo.
Hello.
Audition Bana Misaka and Numre.
Benji.
Senior Benji, you can say free.
7.
Senior Numre Mayentio.
Me person me be say. MTT for no.
Yeah.
And then I'm your council Adwoa. I'm ya ona se o ye bibia ye nyamunya ye amokwa tambeja kan botomo ye checking she say weti nye ka na panu e sa na se fa se over search obe onyo odu onu na o she license near the assume no pocket no the license na ma no atone touch se ko interior police for near the omo exam council say omo hwe ne esro omo enhwe senior council be you ama yen ana eye road safety fu na nkata no amu cheki omo na mo pie ba ko na mo abo eye ade e se de bia na mo ko council na mo ma drivers no enya aware most drivers use license mate for near the cars na mo hwe se over tema come to 11 traffic 10 and 11 traffic dead so no de bia truck I'm down the back crossing. In some people put down, I'm on country.
You.
Deputy, I'm no more.
Yeah, that's it.
MPT for Namunya Magi.
Yeah, that's it. Mesome that's a pa Benji. We are not yet day of a base in a baby adre. Ye ko akopama Sonia kwa den komo edia fa agudie mu na Kwame Effum. Watanas nso a obeti BBC.
DL Power Sports. Emwade. DL Power Sports. Emwade. DL Power Sports. Emwade. Ejawo.
Kwame Effum.
Minia.
Edi say.
Ye krekre mu na wonso e.
Ya me adom akopama so nsem de se do so pa o.
Asi otwe hu nwi.
Ka kira pa kan se me chia no.
Apakan GH unua bema Sammy B. Nhyiraba se otwe
abodi. Kwame. Ya meni tikajegum.
Yo, Ebusia, mema wa che, mema wa hasa, ma wa kwaba. Enfamra DL 106.9 FM so. Agudi omre ena iwie dui. Agudi we Sammy Adwoa no Ghana ha. Ebibi mu hanu bi ene amanani nsem ena ede bebrewi. Onimisa Champions League koso ene ebia tutu odwa last week no. Iti yede ni nyina boom na yede abrel. Kofi Taylor odimi to Facebook live. Eni ti bra Facebook na behwe me. Kwame Effum bra Facebook na be hwe nsem amabo no DJ Sammy B o kame ho na me nua Bema apakan GH abo mechi don papa na me sha se free se mpanyifo se eni bo a ekotrem enu titela tie me ko opemiso abebi aso ye 24 se tutu ho na nanu ne and a Minister of Youth and Sports and as a Sports and Recreation Honorable Kofi Adams a call or 2472 nase say okope courtesy call to the Royal Majesty or 2472 and o 242 name say 24 ne de na to sunana onkwaso and o 24 ka che ne say Ghana Football Association Atitia Pansam disorganized enyema nkoye plan bia enimu enyema ayabasa adienti no 24 ka so 24 trese kanonu siabo Black Stars edi keke na ma wupupu edi keke nsem beto enobo Black Stars obi ampese obetie di nukra edi nukra nya akono ohwe ye local ye fence teams yi krampo efaso bie ni omunye fi bla ye fence say gin fi hono enti emre wie du se mpanyifo edi omna besi titiri ket es okreku na 24 chem say under the leadership of Ket Okreku no enyema nkoye kra enyema ayabasa na kanelo na Blasters agent na so enano even African Nations Cup to me qualify and near akayen pe World Cup basu 2026 US of A, Canada and Mexico na otunfo kire se ne betumi aboa pe ne se GFA ede omuna besi form na matutu enyema ye na yetumi qualify anye sade a onu de so no hu enyema no enyema ginsem e Ghana Football Association hono otunfo sade kire mu bi se na me do say players are bobo e Ghana titiri Premier League ye be show yi na ya show me betu om kai ye betumi aboa mo matena ha anye sa ene no okope okonya 1000-2000 Ghana dollars kwana so person be fie biem we ene nsem a otunfo osay to the second club ya Asante Kotoko hene add to the current Sports and Recreation Minister Honorable Kofi Adams enim memorial biem e Ghanaian International ene hwe na ye hunu asase su biem e Christian Achu Taylor Denato so onyankopon fa ne kra ensie ye na me kana se na me raho Sammy ekwan a ofa so a ofiri mu e wo tasefo asase so na eye mobo bebre o ka se no odi ne nkwe e wo Turkey Hataya Sport match na etwa to boy a wan bobo biem e Kasampisa wo se Kasampata obo sa match no share goal last minute edema omo Christian Achu e ho na yante ne ka esa earthquake a esi ya went to me and survive BM. Now Obeka says some earthquake see February 2023 and to make us in fear me a see you know afei ena mpanyifo a kire se enema bia na Christian Achu eye e wo Ghana hanom no Sammy efe na eye nika enu ti no na doye philanthropical works a oye nti no ne chairman na se ne director na se ne head ne manager ye friend Secretary e de atudwa se emre wi do se mpanyifo e de nema tutu akwan mu se ye be creative foundation e de ama no na sa foundation be gira ama Christian Achu forever na de na omudi foundation be dom be ni nyina ne se esa na koma pa enya dwempa na owonti no matches and as a clubs or boy ewa mano ni nyina ba be ka ho ebi ti se Chelsea beba Newcastle United beba Hataya Sport ebeba and FC Porto omu nyina ba omu ba Ghana hanum se na emiamia sporting activities ewa na as buildings ewa adan ye wo hono ma yentumi wie no anka Christian Achu etiase a akobe sa ne ma no sa teams we nyina be keka omu ho aiden abom na ma pesika edi so no mu di aboaboa enyuma na Christian Achu tiase no oye enu ti enya ebenya Christian Achu foundation enche bia ebe launch enti meche so obi afa ne hunjim na ade ebetumi ade akai ne se Achu still lives se foundation to me gina enu ti ni manager secretary de atudwa se enimani na se enche bia foreign countries nyina clubs e wo Christian Achu boy nyinara omu nyina beba abeboa na ometumi apeja ama Christian Achu foundation etumi aiden ejina me fa mani che club ya Asante Kotoko so ya Kofi fa Kotoko so mame na me hwe de esi Sammy oni me ba adwe se enche bia ena supporter as ade na me hu bia che wo Ghana ha sei se club bi benya supporter otumi eboa team no bebi on be ko bi odi omuchi wave flags mobi o se Kotoko fan na edeben na Napoli Fofi Antoata ena Kumasi Asante Kotoko bobo omini strateman bosumi nie emse bosumi kra mai February ana ntok asem ye debe esiye nipa bonfo bi ko won se kana so stable na ofiri mu na efiro no 2472 de na no tu mu se ne dihye na efiri mu no o se hwehwemu bi ai debe ekoso na onipa odi na Napoli nyasa na etumi ade saka no na when apanyfo de aba se ndame ncha de ye yenya obi a yesusu se allegedly ono ene di saa bone no na edin a police for de aba eye court omo ko no Monday omo de aba ne se bema bi ode Brima ɛna ɔwowɔ nana pole sikan nana pole ne ɛde na to so kɔtɔkɔ flag ɛna kita no ɛna me no ka sɛ nana pole nti ase biom na bɛrima odi saa bɔne yam sei no yɛfrɛ no brima ɔno ne nipa nkɔfo ɔmo kyikyi ɔmo nyinaa na ɔmo suspect sɛ ɔmo na ɔmo kum yɛfrɛ nana pole no ɔmo abɔ brima din sɛ ɔno na ɔwɔ pole sikan na wɔntumi ɛdɛbɛn antena asase so biom ɛno nti police fo kyerɛ m sɛ ɛkwan bi ɔmbɛfa so ɔmbɛkyi brima no ɔmbɛkyi no na mpempem a me no ka sɛ deɛ brima yɛnim baabi a ɔyɛ dɛbɛn ɔwɔ na mu mpanyinfoɔ de nneɛma gu akwan mu sɛ ɛyɛ dɛn a ɔmbɛkyi brima ama na bɛyi na no kwan a ɔfa sɛ ɛyɛ mpa sɛ ɔno na ɔyɛ dɛbɛn okum nana pole a yɛnwerɛm ɛwɔ GF aso ɛyɛ a kofi fa GF to so ma me ket ES okreko de ato dwa sɛ Sammy ɔne division 1 league ɛkɔ apam ɔmo yɛ 48 division 1 clubs ni nyinaa ɛna ɔka sɛ ɛmri bi bɛba a ɔbɛma ɔmo fu anasɛ oil anasɛ petrol ɔmo de bɛda ɛbɛgu ɔmo kaa mu ɛtutu kwan akɔbɔ matches na ɛmri no wie du nti GFA ɔmo logo na ɛde ato so no afei na mmiri na so sɛ ɔmo de saa nneɛma de bɛma division 1 league clubs ni nyinaa club bi abɛnya 10,000 Ghana cedi fuel free of charge ɛno nti no uti wodi pɛ na wakɔ Greater Accra Secretariat GFA Secretariat na wakɔ akɔkye card a ɛkyerɛ sɛ ubenya safu ani bi na fuo na ɔmo de ma ɔmo because of bosha ket ES okreku yɛ den ɛhyɛ ɔmo so obi abenya 10,000 Ghana cedis fuel a ɔde betu kwan akɔbɔbɔ miwie ma na mi kɔ MTN FA Cup 2024-2025 round of 16 no ɛhɔ no matches ɛbɛtɔ dwa anie Brekum Chelsea ɛbɛhyɛ Northern City Karela United ɛbɛhyɛ Young Apostles Techima Liberty Youth ɛbɛhyɛ Bechem United Asante Kotoko ɛbɛhyɛ Second D 11 Wise Midiama ɛbɛhyɛ Park Academy Golden Cake ɛbɛhyɛ House of Folk True Democracy ɛbɛhyɛ Nania FC ɛna Atrom Divisa ɛbɛhyɛ Gold Stars FC wɛni MTN FA Cup matches ɛbɛba so 2024-2025 round of 16 yɛwie ana because Women FA Cup no yɛdu quarter finals na fixtures no a ɛkɔ so matches ɛkɔ so nso ɛnie Northern Ladies ntumi anhyɛ bi Faith Ladies nso ntumi anhyɛ bi Hazakes Ladies ɛhyɛ baako Fosu Royal Ladies ntumi anhyɛ bi Root Sisters ɛhyɛ baako Ampim Dakoa Ladies ɛhyɛ baako Sang Shining Ladies ɛhyɛ baako ɛna Jonina Ladies ɛhyɛ enum 5 eti ɔmo mbɛkɔ semi finals no ɔmo ni fixtures no so nie Faith Ladies ɛbɛhyɛ Hazakes Ladies Root Sisters ɛbɛhyɛ Jonina Ladies afiyamorem ɛwɔ Accra Sofo kaso ɛyɛ Kofi for House ɛto so mame ɛnɛ friendly match ɛkɔ so Accra Sofo ɛbɔ friendly match ɔmo ni Heart of Lions ɛwɔ Pobiman Sports Complex na lineup ɛba so no enie yɛngrem ɛwɔ Accra Sofo kaso ɛyɛ Kwesi Enketia ɛda po mu Yahaya Dramani ɛwom Ransford Mensah ɛbobi Make Ewua ɛbobi Opon Afrani ɛbobi ɛna Raphael Amponsa ɛbobi Enoch Esubontin ɛbobi Kwesi Asma ɛbobi Kwabena Boatin ɛbobi Aziz Adam ɛna Humphrey Tete ɛbobi yɛmonrem ɛwɔ Heart of Lions nso a lineup a ɛkɔ so ɛnie Nete ɛda po mu de ma ɔmo Osei ɛbobi Ali Farouz ɛbobi Kabiru ɛbobi Opon ɛbobi Kechi ɛbobi Owusu ɛbobi Kwansa ɛbobi Aidem ɛbobi Norte ɛbobi Ana Alabani su ɛbobi we any matches ana match a ɛyɛ friendly match ɛkɔ so between Accra House of Folk and Heart of Lion na match no kɔ wie nyina no na Accra House of Folk edi ntwo yɛhyɛ House baako yɛhyɛ omienu omu team baako ɛnɛmre House ubɔ friendly match ɛsan so lusu match we eduade na emre na bɛkyerɛ yɛnrem ɛwɔ Division 1 league nso a Division 1 league Zone A matches ɛkɔ so enie Access Bank ɛna sponsor Division 1 league no so matches ɛkɔ so results enie Wasori Nanti ɛhyɛ baako Yape United ntumi anhyɛ bi Northern City ɛhyɛ baako Tamale City ɛhyɛ mienu Real Tamale United ɛhyɛ nsia 6 Wale Catholic Stars ɛhyɛ baako Victory Club Warriors ɛhyɛ baako Wa Power Soccer Club ntumi anhyɛ bi yɛmorem ɛwɔ Zone 1B result nso enie Techima Heroes ɛhyɛ mienu Mighty Royals ɛhyɛ baako Debibi United ntumi anhyɛ bi KAC Soccer Academy ntumi anhyɛ bi Bofuakwata no ɛhyɛ baako ɛna Techima 11 Warriors ɛhyɛ mienu Doma United anase Doma Unity ɛhyɛ mienu ɛna Techima Unity Youth ɛhyɛ baako Zone 2 results nso enie New Edubiase ɛhyɛ miensa Asekem FC ɛhyɛ baako. Soccer Intellectuals entumi anshebi. King Faisal free Kumasi ɔhyɛ baako. UCC Youngsters entumi anshebi. Sky FC ɛhyɛ baako. Future Stars ɛhyɛ mienu. Sefi All Stars ɛhyɛ baako. Park Academy ɛhyɛ mienu. Ɛna Bekwai Heroes entumi anshebi. Secondary 11 Wise entumi anshebi. Mysterious Ebusian Drafts ɛhyɛ baako. Enzima Kotoko entumi anshebi. Sana Ross Park FC ɛhyɛ mienu. Elmina Sharks entumi anshebi. Swedro All Blacks ɛhyɛ baako. Yɛtos all Division 1 League Zone 3 no so eni. Okoro United ɛhyɛ mienu. Atom Division entumi anshebi. Na God FC entumi anshebi. Rain Masters ɛhyɛ baako. Port City FC entumi anshebi ɛhyɛ baako. Hoho United entumi anshebi. Akachi All Stars ɛhyɛ mienu. Ɛna Kings Palace FC ɛhyɛ baako. Kotoku Royals ɛhyɛ mienu. Golden Kicks FC entumi anshebi. Great Olympics ɛhyɛ baako. Ɛna Sempefi FC ɛhyɛ mienu. True Democracy entumi anshebi. Sana Home Stars FC ɛhyɛ baako. Yamorem ɛwɔ zone 1A no so a Real Tamale United League Table ɛna medebre no. Zone 1A League Table ni Real Tamale United ɛtɔso ɔmo di kan ɔmo 35 points. Northern City ɛtɔso bi no 30 points. Tamale City ɛtɔso bi no 28 points. Yamorem ɛwɔ zone 1B League Table na ɛno so nie. Debibi United ɛwɔ 29 points. Techiman 11 Wonders ɛwɔ 27 points. Techiman Liberty Youth ɛwɔ 22 points. Yamorem ɛwɔ zone 2B no so a League Table no ɛne nie. Swedro All Blacks ɛwɔ 39 points. Ross Park FC ɛwɔ 35 points. Bekwai Heroes ɛwɔ 29 points. Ubore ɛwɔ zone 3B no so a zone 3 no so a League Table no ɛne nie. Hoho United ɛwɔ 38 points. Great Olympics ɛwɔ 32 points. Port City FC ɛwɔ 31 points. Afiamorem ɛwɔ Champions League matches ɛba so no so a playoffs no ɛnie. AC Milan ɛbɛhyia Feyenoord. Atalanta ɛbɛhyia Club Brugge. Bayern Munich ɛbɛhyia Celtic. Benfica ɛbɛhyia AS Monaco. Nyame adom ɛkyerɛ matches ɛbɛtɔ dwan so ɛnie. Aston Villa ɛbɛhyia Liverpool. PSV Eindhoven ɛbɛhyia Juventus. Paris Saint-Germain ɛbɛhyia Brest. Real Madrid ɛbɛhyia Manchester City. Ɛna Dortmund ɛbɛhyia Sporting CP, the former club of Cristiano Ronaldo the late. Eti aha ɛna mdi agudie hu sɛm nyina ɛbɛsi. Sami wɔ hɔ. Na Sami medi masɛm bɛwie na arewo sɛm a medi aka ne sɛ Cristiano Ronaldo Onyankopɔn ɛfa ne kra anya de bɛn. Ensie yie pa ɛfa ɛma yɛn. Mera ho ene papa nanso enye de nipa pe na tudu be de ben onya
no kra na wonim se DJ Hitman
DJ
na sa crab ba kra bo ni din no wa sore nante no
ne club na
no yo mo defender no bunya mo bi mu bi
enti no ya hot dad Lumba
me ka kire wa
sore nante
Hitman na o ba Ghana phone say dem no onya lazy ni boot ni na say onya ne singa de no ni ko tedwa na nim ho do ma sa aye hwan be budu be what form me ka kire ko bra
DJ Hitman
me ka kire
oh DJ you are too bad baby
Ghana phone mo ni team no your friend wa sore nante e team papa na de ba ba league nim
wa sore nante oh ometima ba won say ye wie league ni division 1 ni wie league no
Hitman ma nua bodu mo nya den
na won say minia say ohwa league table na won omo no wa sorry na the match of boy recently winning 1-0 against Yape United
won say Hitman no so wa o de say service sisire kwabrafo no ogina kire hodo ma won hwan
na ono no position defense ana
ono obo 5 awurade a central defense ono obo hodo ma won hwan
Satan now the body wey say ya na
o te say ayi Ghana obeka ya former defender John Mensah
aba na me person me bi so asem sa mere no na Hitman body no kita ne stature sisi am no yehu eno no dey ball defense na
sisi akra de ne swat kakra
de swat sisi a eti kan no so sin say
na dey
mo ma no Lumba super 20 packs no no me ansa na me ma me musu no me nyonko ba ko pa me chocho mo chodi na woda
okay
your friend Francis Awuni kanena mini na yejuma Holy Trinity Medical Center
okay
awuni awejuma Fini Hospital na make say awuni mini hwa me de be mo ene dey na meka ne sanya kopon hira obebre
okay
adoya wo ya me ne papa ye na adwempa ne komo ne futu ade ma me no me sre nyankopon hira de ma unua be ma Kwame Effum me se nya me hira me be show happy birthday to you Francis Awuni
all right
nya me hira me nua
yeah that's a pa
ofa kosi etie o send a message also news no any Sikapa ope of akwesi or Salo Slide Bookshop Madina Zongo Junction. Okay, yeah, no. Also that was the day they of akwesi of akwesi and ye je so pa na oh ya kone kosra no Salo Slide Bookshop Madina Zongo Junction otie DLFM pa wie na Ghana de share ha na ye begina na enumre no nsia ka se ban saso so no ye de ne nyina e de si ka se omsemufo no ye maze mebe entwi na se mu e de ma yen komite de ko pemo Facebook so na Kwame Effum so de akopama so nsem no ebetwa mu emanye ni mleke kanfo mienu eye Nhyiraba Kwadwo Sammy bi ta krade Kwadwo krom twebe wode she crown aladwo ne mpon Kwadwo Thursday mene
Adwoa Agyei
Sikapa na ade aladwo ne mpon ya nende Ghana for ya chiamu dimusi ya dimuja DJ Hitman yakopɔ ya adoma etina ebesa ni mo hye mu nyina mo enitia adehye